Hey, I'm sure that you don't want to miss your competitors are always one click away. Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Mai, Vice President Marketing of Home Care Unilever, co-chair of MMA Vietnam, will give you stay up to date with the existing MarTech landscapes and technology and prepare for future MarTech trends and upcoming technology or solutions for you to implement. And please welcome Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Mai.
It's my great honor to join with all of you today in the MMA Impact Vietnam virtual event. You all know that in the past 2 years, we got such a disruption that we hard to imagine in the past. And until now, I believe that we hardly to anticipate its consequence in the future. However, it's quite safe for us to say that technologies has helped a lot to get innovative solution and manage the pandemic to be survived. And I think that adapt with the new normal. And it's same for all the marketer, right? So in today's session, I would like to share with you, I think the very brief introduction about the MarTech, how we use the MarTech to be continue develop in the new normal. And it's not stop here. I think that the more interesting session will become in November with the full report on MarTech in Vietnam and a series of webinar to practical what we should do with that in the future. So let's start with a question. So if you ask me what the best catalyst for digitalization acceleration in the past 2 years, so I'm very confident to say that it's COVID. It's quite a bit, I think, exaggerated or something, but for me, it's a very true. In the past 2 years, every single business will be forced to accelerate our digitalization because of COVID to be survived and to be home in the new normal. And the COVID has devastated make the landscape change so fast and so significantly. First is about the media landscape. You can see app everywhere. As the latest report, majority of Vietnamese now using different 4 apps at the same time. And this one is included the banking, the financial service, and the shopping app. So if we include all that kind of app, it should be much, much bigger. And second, it's a competitive edge, be decentralized. In the past, every app or every platform used to have its own competitive edge. As YouTube for watching video, Facebook for socializing, Zalo for chatting, messaging. However, when the app and the platform evolving, the competitive edge become blurred. So you can see now people, they can watch the video content on different kind of platform, not just YouTube. People can use chatting app for online shopping, and people even can dating with the app not designed for dating at all. So it's so clear that the competitive edge will be decentralized among app and platform. And lastly, we need to talk about Gen Z. The group that gonna help become our new core audience in very near future. And you all know that, the Gen Z is the internet savvy, and they will shape the totally different consumer behavior in the future because of, you can see the difference between the Gen Z and the elder generation is so big. It's much bigger than the previous generation itself. So that's why that how to understand the Gen Z, how to understand the new consumer behavior is crucial. So media landscape changing, social landscape changing, and for sure the consumer behavior will changing as well. So what is it? First, proximity. You can see that, for shopping right now, people, they not looking for the last format. they would like to go to Minimart. We would like to go to next door store. So they can make the shopping trip much more convenient, much more quick and simpler. So that's why Minimart and all that kind of proximity store be booming and continue to booming in the future. And second, the consumer are now much smarter than before. So they searching online for all the information needed, and they plan very proper for the shopping trip, so that they can get the best value from every single dollar for the money that they spend during the trip. And last is the premiumization. This trend is a happen across the industry. The smaller household size, more sophisticatedness, the bigger affluent group. That's all is, enable for the premiumization. People willing to pay for the premium product now. Under this context, I believe that marketing do need to renovate our approach, and marketing and technology definitely they needed to exist under this context. But which style we need to use? The comic, yes, it's just a joke. But it's really real. Everyone can accept to similar long list of technology right now. But how we use them to make the competitive advantage is not the easy job at all. You know what we witnessed in the past 2 years are just the top of the iceberg, putting on a longer horizon for the past decades. We've seen a significant amount of technology emerging in the market. It's completely changed the way we operate the business. Now, every day, we're talking about AI, how to apply AI in different activity, use machine learning to predict consumer behavior in the future. But before, we never think about it. Same for live streaming. We didn't even mention it as a mean of social back into 2010. But now it becomes so popular. All this clearly prove that how complex the human needs are and how critical that technical technology need to be invented and applied to serve for that need. And as a marketer, we are more than excited to explore the new technology. And I think that to apply it to enhance our communication, to create the brand distinction, to build the better engagement with our consumer. And under that context, I would like to walk you through about a look on MarTech. If you look at this one, you can see that it really the laboring, right? And we easily to get lost in it. I'm not overreacting at all. I believe that. Globally in 2021, you can see that we have more than 8,000 MarTech solutions available there, which is 50 times, 50 times more than 10 years ago. So it's the global picture. Let's take a closer look at Asia Pacific country and specific for Vietnam. So yes, I agree with you that shortless, fewer player, but it's still amazing of diversity, right? And one more thing I would like to emphasize that the spending on digital marketing keep raising every year across business, across country, and the big proportion of this investment is spending on the market, specific on digital tool and platform. So the question is, how much should be invested to MarTech? And why everyone keep raising the investment in MarTech? The answer is all about competition, competitiveness. When the leading company take the significant move on adopting the new MarTech solution, and they've proven that the investment is a highly efficient, highly effective, then other need to take the move as well, follow the big guy, and rush to follow the big guy with the big fear that being left behind. So that's why, as I said, we need to both a bit here. People rush to invest on the MarTech solution, and we need to both a bit. And I would like to introduce another one on MarTech law. And if you look at the chart, so it clearly shows the truth that the technological change is much faster than the organizational change. And throughout the time, you can see that the gap become bigger and bigger. So the question I think we need to ask ourselves, how we can take the lead, how a big and a complex organization can take a move with highly agility to own the tech base and transfer them into our business value instead of getting lost on that. So to make that happen, I think that we need to answer the very crucial question is, what is our strategy on market? We need to understand well our business priority, understand deeply our target consumer needs, and then we define the market strategy. We need to use the technology to serve for our strategy, for our plan. We not run after the technology and get lost in that laboring. And I just would like to make you two quite a little bit simple because when we talk about strategy, something is quite vague. So I just say that for MarTech, that there's two layers we need to look at that. The number one layer is about consumer experience, and the second layer is all about data. Marketing, is revolving around our consumer. And we need to answer the question that what is the consumer experience we really want to offer for our consumer? And with the support we do need to ensure that we offer the right experience to our target consumer. And as I said, another one is data. Data can help us to define the consumer experience winner and with the support needed as well. I should walk you through about two stories. The first story is more skilled to the customer experience, and the second one is more for data. So the first story comes from the PS brand. We call it as the adventure of King Leo and friends. Habit is something that is not easy to develop at all. Even for very, very simple habit, it's not easy. We need a hard start and we need to high discipline to practice it every day. Percentage as the same. It's not easy to build. And the proper percentage is even hard to build among the adults. For kids, it isn't difficult because the kid is carefree. We talk about the KVT in the future. They don't care. And according to the latest report, 4 out of 5 kids in Vietnam have a KVT problem. That kind of alarming. And as a brand, PS is a brand with the purpose of protecting smile Vietnamese. So our mission is to bring up this brushing habit for all the kids. And to convince the kid to adopt a new habit, we do need to make it really fun. Because for kids, not fun, they not buy it at all. And scientifically, we all know that to build a new habit, we do need around 25 days practice, a journey of 25 days, I can say. And that's that with the design consumer experience in mind. So we started to find the proper technology to support to building that habit. So we start with the endpoint first and define the technology to support later. And what we do, so PEP team develop a AI power augmented reality character. We call it as King Leos and friend. And this lovely character will invite the kid to join the journey with us and instruct them how to brush the teeth correctly. And we need to, I think, approach the parent as well to participate with the kid. So a reminder message will be sent to the parent at exactly the same time and remind them to join with their kid. And together we can form a new proper brushing habit. So the adventure of King Leo and Frank from Best has got, I think, the multiple local and global award. And it's true example, I believe that on how consumer behavior is prioritized first to shape up the selection of supporting technology. And I would like to both share that and show you a short video so that it can talk more about the adventure of King Leo and friends.
Kids don't enjoy brushing. It appears like the most daunting task for them in the day, and they always try to skip their night brushing. As a result, 85% of Vietnamese children suffer from tooth cavity. So how can we inculcate the habit of brushing twice a day among Vietnamese kids? Researchers say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. To change their behavior, we must make brushing a fun activity for 21 days that they would be looking forward to. Introducing The Adventure with King Leo and Friends, the nightly adventure of your little ones with their favorite characters, King Leo the Lion and Friends, an AI-powered augmented reality experience to make brushing fun. Through time-targeted ads in Facebook, parents were encouraged to join a 21 days challenge to build night brushing habits for their kids. A chatbot in Facebook Messenger would personalize their adventure by capturing details like number of children, their names, and the time for them to brush. On the preferred time, parents would get a reminder on their mobile to kickstart the brushing adventure for their kids. On kickstarting the journey, a rich media AR application would be invoked, where kids could become their favorite animal character and learn how to brush. The AR character will ask the kids to open their mouth and teach them the right brushing techniques. With catchy music and interactive fun elements, the AR application would retain their attention to keep brushing for 2 minutes. What's more, kids could choose different characters, Fisherman Frank, like Mountain Mike, Captain Jean, and others in their adventure. Through this 21-day adventure, kids not only would find brushing as a fun activity, but also develop it as a habit for life. PS reached over 14 million mums to take their kids through this behavior change journey. Brand attribute, help your family improve brushing habits, increased 3 points, and liked by all members of the family, gained 6 points. A positive equity for PS helped in increasing its penetration by 130 basic points in urban. Volume per buyer went up by 19% versus the norm due to increasing consumption. 22% growth recorded in the first month itself post this campaign. More importantly, kids now don't run away from brushing anymore. For them, brushing is now playing.
Yes, and the second story, as I said, is more about data. And I would like to talk about Netflix, the king of retention. And this is the true beauty of how data can have enhanced consumer experience to the maximum level. I think that we all quite familiar with Netflix. All of majority of us have a Netflix account. But have you ever wondered why it's so successful? And what's the key consumer behavior that Netflix has chosen to focus on? And try all means to facilitate that experience. Is, I think, the retention. And it sounds simple, right? But keep the viewer retention is not easy at all. Especially that, now the people, they have too many choices. And then this is where data jamming. Netflix have a cleverly collected all kind of data you could imagine when you watch the movie on the platform, analyze them, and track the insight, and use all those updates to give every single you a profile. This you profile will know what exactly kind of movie you love to watch, would exactly of which scene that you properly stop and repeat, how much time you likely to stay watching, how much time that you need to complete a certain show, etc. And the yield profile will evolving throughout the time. So your profile in the first day of subscription should be very different from it is now. It is more complicated and profound. So the next time when you open a Netflix, so they already know exactly what kind of content you would like to watch and keep it in front of you. So that's why you cannot escape and cannot bounce off. It's so amazing how data and technology can be utilized to foster a consumer experience. And beyond Netflix, MarTech tools have allowed marketers to dig deep into all the data sets and provide a never before seen map of how consumers operate online. By tracking online behavior, marketers gain a deeper understanding of their consumer. So that I think about the story I would like to share today. So in essence, modern marketing simply doesn't exist without marketing technology, especially in this digitalized world. Why do the market landscape? I believe that will continue to be evolving. They not stop there, and I think that it's not going anywhere further than your consumer experience and data that link to it. Never go out of that. So get yourself a cool hat for many mind blowing next level technology coming all the time, and a warm heart to stay steadfast and fearless in such a convoluted scenario. So that all of my sharing today. And as I said in the very beginning, so today I just have a 20 minutes to give you the very brief introduction about what is MarTech and some, I think, inspiring story about that. So the more will come in November. Thank you very much for your attention and see you all in November. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Mai, for your presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, and now we have 10 minutes break. In the meantime, you can visit partner posts in booth area and networking at lounge area, and see you after 10 minutes.